Hub is a multi-port repeater. More ports. It's not just two ports. Normal repeaters will have only two ports. This is a multi-port repeater. It's a multi-port repeater. But you don't have more than 8 ports. Why is that? Why is it only 8 port? The problem is there is only one collusion domain and one broadcast domain. There's only one collision domain and one broadcast domain. That's the reason why you cannot have more ports. Now, what is the collusion domain or broadcast domain? You see, the word domain can be interchanged with the word controller. Now, let us say like this. Hub has got one collusion controller, one broadcast controller, only one controller to avoid collusion. You know what is collusion, right? Like traffic jam. Yeah, if you have only one traffic police to control a big collusion, not possible. Let's say a very big city, to control one big city, there is only one controller. There is only one traffic police. Not possible. You need more. More traffic police, you have more traffic you can have in the city. You can have more traffic, but make sure you have more traffic police. When we have more traffic police, they control the traffic then and there, so you can have more traffic, no problem. But when there is no police or when there is only one police, to control the traffic, small traffic itself is difficult. To control small traffic itself is difficult. So having more traffic is not possible. Yes. Okay. பாருங்க, collusion வராம பாத்துக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரே ஒரு கண்ட்ரோலர் தான் இருக்கும் இந்த ஹப்ல. நிறைய இருந்தா, நிறைய கண்ட்ரோலர் collusion அவாய்ட் பண்றதுக்கு இருந்தா நிறைய போர்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும், நிறைய டிவைஸ் கனெக்ட் பண்ணலாம், நிறைய டிராஃபிக் இருக்கும். பட் ஒரே ஒரு இல்ல இப்படி எடுத்துக்கலாம், ஒரே ஒரு டீச்சர் தான் இருக்கிறாங்க. ஆனா அது ஒரு எல்கேஜி, புதுசா ஜூன் மாசம் தொடங்கி இருக்கு. நிறைய எல்கேஜி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்னு வச்சுங்க. ஒரு 50 எல்கேஜி ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டை ஒரு டீச்சர்னால சமாளிக்க முடியுமா? முடியாது. ஒரே ஒரு டீச்சர் 50 ஸ்டூடெண்ட், 50 குழந்தைங்க, நாட் பாசிபிள், நோ. But when we have more teachers in the school for LKG, you can have more students. You agree? If you have more teachers, you can have more students. Because there is only one collision controller, 8 ports. One controller can only manage the device connected to 8 ports. You see, we have device like this and we have ports. And this is the port where we connect our computer for communication. Hub will look like this, and it has got 8 ports only. If it has more ports, then you will have more device and more traffic. More traffic cannot be managed by a single controller. Yeah, more traffic cannot be controlled by single controller, one controller. So the hub basically has this topology. You might have heard this topology in your college called bus topology. Have you heard bus topology? Uh, uh, correct. Wow, nice. You're right. This is what actually happened. You have bus topology, and all the devices are tapped like this. Now you have this one common bus at the background. There's only one common bus. This is the only one which is responsible to avoid collusion as well as to do broadcast. What is broadcast? Sending to all. If a packet needs to go to everyone, if a message needs to go to everyone, it has to go only via this red wire. And if anything is there to control collusion, it is the same one red wire, red background is responsible to avoid collusion. If that red wire can accommodate only traffic from 8 devices, then you cannot have more than that. You see, the bus topology that you learned in school, in college, is physical. It's exactly the same thing inside, but logical. Logical bus topology is what you have it inside. This logical bus topology means what? You have only one broadcast domain, one collusion domain. That's the meaning of logical bus. Physical bus means what? You have only one backbone to carry broadcast as well as unicast traffic. Only one backbone. Now, do you understand this collusion domain and broadcast domain? Collusion controller, broadcast controller. Do you have any alternate path for controlling the broadcast? No, only one. In bus topology, do you have only one backbone or many backbones? In bus topology, only one. So that one only responsible for both avoiding collusion as well as broadcast, means taking the traffic to everyone. So you cannot have more than 8 devices connected to the box. That's why in hub there is only 8 port. You understand the reason now? Let us now move on to the next device. I told you, okay, before I move on to the next device, I also want to add something more to the hub. Hub is a layer 1 device. Layer. What does layer 1 means? What does layer 1 exactly? It is talking about the OSI layer, physical layer. It is physical layer, OSI layer. Just only one backbone and only one broadcast and collision domain, and it comes in one. This is also one, which is called physical layer. All one in hub. Physical layer Meaning, do you have MAC address or IP address in physical layer? No. You see, we are going to talk about these things in a few minutes. We have IP address in network layer. We have MAC address in data link layer. What layer is data link layer? Layer 2. Correct. Correct. Second layer. Layer 2. Layer 2 deals with MAC address. Layer 2 uses MAC address. Layer 3 uses IP address. The physical layer don't use IP address or MAC address. Now, hub also don't use MAC address or IP address to do forwarding. Try understanding this. இதை கொஞ்சம் புரிஞ்சுக்க முயற்சி பண்ணுங்க. இந்த ஹப் இருக்கு பாருங்க, அது பாக்கெட்ல இருக்கிற MAC அட்ரஸையோ ஐபி அட்ரஸையோ பார்த்து பாக்கெட்டை ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ண முடிவு பண்ணாது. சும்மா எந்த பாக்கெட் வந்தாலும் சரி, அது யார்கிட்ட போகுது எங்க போகுது அதை பத்தி கவலையே இல்லை, எல்லாருக்கும் அனுப்பி விட்டுரும். இப்போ இந்த பிசில இருந்து ஒரு பாக்கெட் இந்த போர்ட்டுக்கு வந்துச்சுன்னா அந்த போர்ட் எல்லாருக்கும் ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணி விட்டுரும். ஏன்னா அது ஒரு காமன் பேக் போன்றதுனால இந்த பேக் போன்ல டச் பண்ற எல்லா டேட்டாவும் எல்லாருக்கும் போயிடும். இல்ல, நான் அப்படி சொல்லல. பாருங்க, இந்த ஹப் ஆனது மேக் அட்ரஸையோ ஐபி அட்ரஸையோ பயன்படுத்தி ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்றது இல்லைன்னு சொல்ல வர. They don't consider the layer 2 MAC address nor layer 3 IP address. That is why this is physical layer device. Physical layer க்கு MAC addressம் தேவையில்லை, IP addressம் தேவையில்லை. புரிஞ்சுதா? Physical layer க்கு MAC addressம் தேவையில்லை, IP addressம் தேவையில்லை. அது பாட்டுக்கு ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். யாருக்கு ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்றோன்னே தெரியாது, பேக்கெட் வருது எல்லாருக்கும் அனுப்பிச்சு விடும். So that is the next point about the hub. Hub always broadcast. Hub will always broadcast. It will always broadcast. Hub will always broadcast. What is broadcast? Yes, sending to all without knowing who the receiver is. Just sending like that without knowing to whom it is being sent. That is broadcast. So it can be received by no one, or it can be received by millions or hundreds, no idea. Just sent, that's all. Sent without knowing to whom we are sending. Broadcast. Hub will always broadcast. That's what I said. If a packet hits this port, it will simply send to every port without knowing who is there in the port. Let's say these PCs C, D, E, F, G, H. Let's say C wants to talk to H. C wants to talk to H. But when the packet hits the port, Hub don't know where is H. Hub don't know about C. Hub don't know about H. So it will simply forward the packet to everyone. That is what we call as broadcast. So now everyone is receiving the packet, but all will drop it except H. H only will respond back. All right. So Hub will always broadcast. அப்ப பாருங்க, எல்லாருமே எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் ப்ராட்காஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தா collision ரொம்ப கூடுதலா இருக்கும் இந்த இடத்துல பேக்போன்ல. அப்போ நிறைய டிவைஸ் இருந்தா அந்த collision கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியாது. That is why it is limited to 8 port so that you won't connect more than 8 devices. Because everyone broadcasts. More device, then more broadcast, more collision, difficult to control that collision. So better to have less port. That is why in bus, sorry, hub, in a hub we have only 8 ports. We are talking about hub. Hub only uses this logical bus topology. Hub has got only one collision domain, one broadcast domain. Hub never learns or reads MAC address or IP address. Hub simply floods the packet, broadcasts the packet always. So hub is a layer 1 device. Layer 1 device. Is it clear? Great. Let's move on to the second one. Bridge. If you take a computer has got IP address, let's say 10.0.0.1. Have you seen IP address? This is how it will look like, right? 10.0.0.1. Now the computer will also have mask, subnet mask. It will also have a default gateway address. Default gateway is nothing but the address of the router. Let us say the address of the router is 10.0.0.100. What is default gateway? Default gateway is the address of the router. Okay. More detail about this gateway I'll teach you later when we go to IP addressing topic. Right now we are trying to understand the device called bridge. Okay, here we go. This PC A has got this. It also has got another unique address. What is that? MAC address. Do you have any idea how big is IP address? What is the size of the IP address? What is the size of the IP address? Do you have any idea? We write no 10.0.0.1. What is the size of it? 32 binary bits. How many? IP address is 32 binary bits. But do we write in binary? No. We write in decimal format. Okay. We'll talk about these things in detail when we go to IP addressing topic. As of now, I want you to know that IP address size is 32 binary bit. Now I told you the PC will also have a MAC address. Any idea what is the size of a MAC address? Do you know the size of the MAC address?